If you do these things in solitude, you're not just spiritual. You've been chosen for a divine mission most can't even fathom. The universe hides these secrets because only a rare 1% are ready to hear them. Normal people will scroll past this video. But if your soul just paused, if something inside you stirred when you heard those words, then this message was meant for you. Right now, as you're watching this, you're probably alone. And that's not a coincidence. Your solitude isn't emptiness, it's sacred preparation. What I'm about to share will shake you to your core, because you'll recognize yourself in every single point. If you're ready to confirm what your soul already knows, stay with me. But be warned, once you see these signs, there's no going back to pretending you're normal. Point 1. They conduct secret conversations with their higher self. When chosen ones are alone, they don't just think, they hold board meetings with their soul. While others scroll social media or watch TV, chosen ones sit in quiet spaces and have full conversations with their higher self. Not meditation, actual dialogue. They ask questions out loud and wait for answers that come as thoughts, feelings, or sudden knowing. Here's what makes this extraordinary. These aren't random thoughts. Chosen ones receive guidance about future events, warnings about people, and downloads about their life purpose. They might ask, should I take that job? And immediately feel a strong NO in their chest, followed by a vision of a better opportunity coming in 3 months. The shocking truth? Your higher self has been trying to connect with you your entire life. Most people ignore this inner voice, but chosen ones have learned to treat it as their most trusted advisor. When you're alone and suddenly know something without being told, that's not intuition, that's divine communication. Chosen one test. If you've ever had a full conversation with yourself and received answers that later proved to be accurate, comment, I hear you below. Real example, Sarah, a chosen one from Phoenix, would ask her higher self about her relationships. One night, she asked about her boyfriend of 2 years. Her higher self showed her a vision of him with someone else. 3 days later, she found out he was cheating. Her higher self had been protecting her all along. Point 2. They practice energy surgery in the mirror. Most people see a reflection. Chosen ones see a portal. When chosen ones are alone with a mirror, they don't just check their appearance. They perform energy work that would shock most people. They stare into their own eyes and remove dark attachments, clear negative programming, and even communicate with their future self. What's really happening? The eyes are windows to the soul, and mirrors amplify spiritual energy. Chosen ones instinctively know this. They'll place their hands on the mirror and push out heavy emotions, or they'll speak light language to reprogram their DNA. Some even see their past lives reflected back at them. The mind-blowing part, if you've ever felt a shift after mirror work, you're not imagining it. You're performing ancient energy alchemy that most humans have forgotten how to do. Your reflection isn't just showing you your physical body, it's showing you your energy field, and you're learning to heal it. Chosen one test. If you've ever looked in a mirror and felt like you were looking at a stranger, or if you've seen your eyes change color during emotional moments, you're an energy worker. Real example, Marcus from Chicago would look in his bathroom mirror every night and visualize pulling dark cords from his chest. After 6 months of this practice, his chronic anxiety disappeared completely. His doctor was baffled, but Marcus knew he'd removed energetic attachments from toxic people. Point 3. They time travel through music. Chosen ones don't just listen to music, they use it as a time machine. When alone, chosen ones put on specific songs and instantly transport to other lifetimes, dimensions, or future possibilities. A single melody can trigger past life memories, so vivid they feel more real than the present moment. They'll hear a song and suddenly remember being a priestess in ancient Egypt or a healer in Atlantis. Here's the secret. Music carries frequency codes that activate dormant memories in your DNA. Chosen ones are sensitive to these codes because their spiritual gifts are awakening. When you hear a song that makes you cry for no reason, that's not emotion, that's recognition. The incredible truth: your soul has lived many lifetimes, and music is one of the keys that unlocks those memories. Chosen ones use this ability to understand their current mission by remembering their past purposes. Chosen One Test. If you've ever heard a song in a language you don't know, but somehow understood the meaning, or if music has ever triggered memories that felt like they belonged to someone else, you're accessing the Akashic Records. Real example. Elena from Miami heard a Celtic song at age 16 and immediately saw herself as a druid performing healing rituals. She'd never studied Celtic culture, but the memories were so strong she changed her entire life path and became a natural healer. Point 4. They receive downloads during mundane tasks. While others see chores, chosen ones see ceremonies. When chosen ones are alone doing simple tasks, washing dishes, folding laundry, walking, they enter a trance-like state where they receive massive spiritual downloads. Ideas, inventions, solutions to global problems, and personal revelations flood their minds during these boring moments. What's actually happening? Repetitive tasks quiet the logical mind, allowing the spiritual mind to come online. Chosen ones naturally slip into altered states of consciousness during routine activities. This is when the universe can transmit information without interference from the ego. The stunning reality: some of the world's greatest inventions and spiritual teachings came through chosen ones during mundane moments. Tesla received his alternating current revelation while walking. Many chosen ones today are downloading solutions for humanity's future challenges while doing ordinary tasks. Chosen One Test. If you've ever had a life-changing idea while doing something simple, or if you feel more creative during repetitive tasks, you're a cosmic antenna. Real example. David from Seattle always received his best business ideas while mowing his lawn. He started 3 successful companies based on revelations that came to him during yard work. His logical mind couldn't figure out complex problems, but his spiritual mind could access universal intelligence. Point 5. They conduct healing rituals for the world. While others worry about themselves, chosen ones carry the weight of the world. When alone, chosen ones perform healing rituals for the planet. They'll light candles for countries in conflict, send energy to areas hit by natural disasters, or pray for humanity's awakening. They feel personally responsible for the world's healing because, spiritually, they are. The profound truth: chosen ones are cosmic first responders. Their souls signed up to be healing channels for Earth during this time of transformation. When they're alone and feel compelled to send healing energy somewhere, it's because they're receiving assignments from higher dimensions. What makes this extraordinary? The healing work chosen ones do in private creates real change in the world. They're part of a spiritual network that's stabilizing the planet's energy grid. Every meditation, every prayer, every healing intention contributes to humanity's evolution. Chosen One Test. If you've ever felt compelled to pray for a place you've never been, or if you wake up thinking about global events and feel called to send healing energy, you're part of the planetary healing team. Real example. Maria from Brazil woke up one morning with an urgent need to send healing to Japan. She'd never been there and had no Japanese friends. 3 hours later, she found out a major earthquake had hit Japan exactly when she was sending energy. Her spiritual guidance had connected her to a global emergency. Point 6. They practice future memory recall. Chosen ones don't just remember the past, they remember the future. In solitude, chosen ones close their eyes and remember events that haven't happened yet. They'll see themselves giving speeches, healing people, or living in places they've never been. These aren't fantasies. They're accessing their future timeline. The mind-bending reality. Time isn't linear for chosen ones. Their consciousness can access past, present, and future simultaneously. When they're alone and quiet, they naturally tune into their future self and receive guidance about their destiny. Here's what's actually happening. Your higher self exists outside of time and can see your entire soul's path. When you daydream about your future and it feels real, you're not imagining, you're remembering. Your soul is showing you what's coming so you can prepare. Chosen one test. If you've ever had a dream about your future that later came true exactly as you saw it, or if you sometimes know things will happen before they do, you're accessing future memory. Real example, Jennifer from New York would remember giving talks to large audiences about spiritual awakening. She was shy and had never spoken publicly, but the memories felt real. 5 years later, she became a sought-after spiritual teacher, giving the exact talks she had remembered. Point 7. They communicate with non-physical beings. When chosen ones are alone, they're never really alone. In solitude, chosen ones naturally connect with spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and other non-physical beings. They'll feel presences in the room, receive telepathic messages, or even see these beings with their spiritual sight. What others might find scary, chosen ones find comforting. The incredible truth: chosen ones are bridges between worlds. Their energy vibrates at a frequency that allows them to perceive and communicate with higher dimensional beings. These entities have been assigned to help chosen ones fulfill their missions. What's really happening? Your spiritual team has been with you since birth, waiting for you to develop enough sensitivity to perceive them. When you're alone and feel like someone's watching you in a good way, or when you hear your name called but no one's there, that's your team trying to get your attention. Chosen one test. If you've ever felt a loving presence when you're alone, or if you sometimes receive guidance that seems to come from outside yourself, you're in active communication with your spiritual team. Real example, Robert from Canada started sensing his deceased grandmother's presence when he was alone. She would guide him away from dangerous situations and toward beneficial opportunities. When he learned to trust her guidance completely, his life transformed in ways he never thought possible. Point 8. They perform DNA activation through sound. Chosen ones don't just make noise, they speak creation codes. When alone, chosen ones naturally produce sounds that activate their DNA. They might hum specific tones, speak in tongues, or create vocal patterns that seem to come from somewhere else. These aren't random sounds. They're frequency codes that upgrade their spiritual abilities. The shocking science: your DNA responds to sound frequencies. Chosen ones instinctively know which sounds activate their dormant genetic codes. When they're alone and feel compelled to make certain sounds, they're literally reprogramming themselves at a cellular level. What's truly happening? You have spiritual DNA that's been dormant for thousands of years. The sounds you make when alone are activation keys that turn on psychic abilities, healing powers, and higher consciousness. This is why some chosen ones suddenly develop new abilities after periods of vocal expression. Chosen one test. If you've ever made sounds when alone that felt powerful or sacred, or if you sometimes speak words in languages you don't know, you're performing DNA activation. Real example, Lisa from Florida would make strange humming sounds when alone. After 6 months, she developed the ability to see people's auras and sense their emotions. A geneticist later told her that specific sound frequencies can indeed activate dormant genetic sequences. Point 9. They access the cosmic internet through meditation. While others browse the web, chosen ones browse the cosmos. When chosen ones meditate alone, they don't just relax, They log into the cosmic internet. They access information from the Akashic records, download knowledge from higher civilizations, and receive updates about their soul's mission. Their meditation is more like a cosmic Zoom call. The mind-blowing reality. There's a universal information network that connects all consciousness. Chosen ones naturally know how to access this network through deep meditation. They can retrieve information about anything in the universe, past, present, or future. What's actually occurring? Your consciousness is like a cosmic computer that can connect to the universal mainframe. When you meditate alone and suddenly know things you never learned, you're accessing this cosmic database. The information comes through as thoughts, images, or sudden understanding. Chosen one test. If you've ever meditated and received specific information that you later confirmed was accurate, or if you sometimes know things without being taught, you're accessing cosmic intelligence. Real example. Tom from Australia would receive detailed information about ancient civilizations during meditation. He had no archaeological training, but the information was so accurate that researchers started consulting him for insights about historical sites. Point 10. They practice reality shifting through visualization. Chosen ones don't just imagine a better world, they create it. In solitude, chosen ones perform visualization practices that literally shift reality. They'll spend time alone imagining healed relationships, successful projects, or global peace, and then watch these visions manifest in the physical world. They're not daydreaming, they're reality engineering. The ultimate truth. Consciousness creates reality, and chosen ones have stronger manifestation abilities than most people. When they visualize alone, they're programming the quantum field to reorganize itself according to their vision. Their imagination is actually a creative force. What's really happening? You're a co-creator with the universe, and your visualization practices are instructions to the cosmic computer. When you consistently visualize something with emotion and clarity, you're literally shifting probability timelines to make it happen. Chosen one test. If you've ever visualized something specific and then had it manifest in your life, or if your daydreams tend to come true, you're a reality shifter. Real example. Amanda from Texas visualized her ideal job every day for 3 months while alone in her room. She imagined the office, the people, even the coffee machine. When she got hired at a company she'd never heard of, everything was exactly as she had visualized, down to the coffee machine. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmations. Your solitude isn't loneliness, it's sacred training. If you recognize yourself in these signs, you're not weird, crazy, or alone. You're a chosen one, and everything you do in private is preparing you for your public mission. The world needs your gifts now more than ever. Your solitude is your sanctuary, your training ground, your connection to the divine. Every moment you spend alone developing these abilities is time invested in humanity's future. You're not hiding from the world, you're preparing to heal it. The universe didn't make a mistake when it chose you. Your sensitivity, your abilities, your different way of being, these are features, not bugs. You're exactly who you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to do. If this resonated with your soul, your guides led you here. The awakening is accelerating, and chosen ones are activating worldwide. You're not alone in this mission. You're part of a cosmic family. Share this with one person who's also different. They need to know they're not crazy. They're chosen.